What would you do if doing the right thing could get you killed? Not fired, not embarrassed, not canceled. Killed. Most people would go quiet. They'd bend. They'd figure, just this once, survival matters more than principle. But one man, thousands of years ago, refused. And what happened next left an entire empire speechless. This is the story of Daniel, and it might be the most jaw-dropping story in the entire Bible. To understand Daniel, you need to understand his world, and his world had just been completely destroyed. The Babylonian Empire, led by the terrifying King Nebuchadnezzar, had conquered Jerusalem. God's people, the Israelites, were stripped from their homeland and marched in chains to a foreign land called Babylon. Everything they knew was gone. But Nebuchadnezzar was smart. He didn't just want servants, he wanted talent. So he handpicked the brightest young Israelites to serve in his palace. Daniel was one of them. And Daniel was exceptional, not just because he was brilliant or hardworking, but because he refused to leave his God behind. Every single day, 3 times a day, he opened his window toward Jerusalem and prayed, openly, faithfully, without apology. God honored that faith. He gave Daniel the ability to interpret dreams, and in the ancient world, that gift was worth more than gold. When Nebuchadnezzar's mysterious nightmares stumped every wise man in Babylon, Daniel stepped forward and explained them clearly. The king was stunned. Daniel was elevated to a position of great honor. And so he served, with integrity, with excellence, for years. But empires don't last forever. Babylon eventually fell, swallowed up by the rising Medo-Persian Empire under a new king named Darius. Now, most people in Daniel's position would have gone quiet during the transition. Lay low, don't draw attention. You've survived one empire, don't push your luck with the next. But Daniel was still Daniel, and Darius noticed immediately. The man's character was immaculate. His judgment was sharp. His work was flawless. So Darius made a decision that shook the entire royal court. He was going to make Daniel second in command over the entire empire. A Jewish prisoner, a foreigner, about to become the most powerful official in Persia. And certain people could not stand it.
The other administrators were furious. They searched Daniel's record desperately. Financial corruption, dishonest rulings, secret scandals. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's when they arrived at a chilling conclusion. We will never find anything against this man, unless we use his own faith against him. So they went to King Darius with flattery dripping from every word. "Oh, great king, all your officials agree. You should issue a royal decree. For 30 days, no one in the empire may pray to any god or man except to you. And anyone who disobeys, into the lion's den they go." Darius, flattered and unsuspecting, signed it into law. The trap was set. Daniel heard about the decree. He knew about it. He knew his enemies were watching. He knew exactly what would happen the moment he knelt down. He had options. He could have stopped praying for 30 days, just 30 days, and survived. Or prayed in secret, window shut, voice low, where no one could see. But Daniel walked home, climbed to his upper room, and opened his window, the very window facing Jerusalem, got on his knees, and prayed. Out loud, just like always. 3 times that day. Why? Why risk everything? Because to Daniel, closing that window wasn't staying safe. It was a statement that his faith was something to be ashamed of, something smaller than the empire, something weaker than the king's decree. Daniel knew the truth those officials had forgotten. His God was bigger than any lion.
His enemies saw him. They rushed to the king, barely hiding their satisfaction. Daniel, the Jewish exile, has ignored your decree. He's still praying to his God. Darius felt the floor drop beneath him. He'd been played. He spent the rest of the day frantically searching for a legal loophole, anything to save Daniel. But the officials held firm. A Persian decree cannot be revoked, not even by the king. Heartbroken and furious at himself, Darius gave the order. Daniel was brought to the lion's den. A stone was rolled over the entrance. The king sealed it with his own ring. And as night fell, Darius walked back to his palace alone, unable to eat, unable to sleep, unable to stop thinking about an old man surrounded by lions in the dark. "May your God rescue you," he whispered into the silence. The second dawn broke, Darius was already running. He reached the den and cried out, voice cracking, desperate. "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you?" Silence. 1 second. 2. And then a voice. Calm, clear, alive. "O king, my God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. They haven't hurt me at all." Daniel walked out of that pit without a single scratch. The lions that would have torn any other person to pieces had simply left him alone. Darius was overwhelmed. He pulled Daniel out immediately. Then he sent a message across the entire Persian Empire, to every nation, every language, every people. The God of Daniel is the living God. He endures forever. He rescues, he saves, he performs wonders. And he rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Here's what I want you to carry away from this story. Daniel wasn't fearless. He was probably terrified, but he acted anyway because he believed his God was more real than the empire around him, more powerful than the law against him, and bigger than anything waiting for him in that pit. That's not blind stubbornness. That's the kind of faith that moves mountains. And the same God who shut the lions' mouths for one faithful man in ancient Persia, he's still listening, still present, still bigger than whatever feels impossible in your life right now. That's the story of Daniel, and it never gets old. If this story spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it today. Subscribe for more stories that have shaped history and still speak into our lives. See you in the next one.